How many of you listening right now have ever stared at a blank workflow canvas and go high level and just froze? Like, you want an automation, it would save you time, but those triggers, those actions, those conditions, it feels like you need a computer science degree sometimes to get started. Most people have been there, especially if you're new to go high level. Well, today that problem is officially dead, because Go High Level has rolled out something that I think changes the game. It's called the AI Workflow Builder. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what it is, why it should matter to you, and the one thing you can do today to start using it. Let's get going. Hey, welcome back to the Automation Show, the podcast where we figure out how to work smarter, not harder, using Go High Level and the power of AI. I'm your host, Shaun from Blue Cow Marketing, and I'm fired up to join with you on this episode. Now, let's set the scene for the problem, right? You're a small business owner. Maybe you run a landscaping company, a dental office, a gym, a real estate team. It doesn't really matter what you do, but you've got Go High Level. And you're just sitting there going, hey, you know what? I think I should get it. But you've heard somebody talk about automations. Those things where you can follow up with leads automatically. You can book those appointments without even lifting a finger. Maybe nurture clients through text and email sequences. All that sounds pretty incredible, right? But then you actually sit down to build a workflow and it looks like, mission control at NASA. You've got to pick that trigger. And then you need to put in a wait step and then an action and then, an if-else branch if you want to get real fancy, and then another action. And if you make that wrong choice, the whole thing breaks and you just don't know why. So what do most small business owners do? Well, they do one of two things. They either hire somebody to build it for them, which is great, but isn't always in the budget, or they just don't do it. They just leave all those leads just sitting there. They follow up manually, which eats up hours of every single week. Well, the dirty secret of marketing automation is that automation, that part, is only easy if you already know what you're doing. Well, that is until now. Because here comes the solution. We talked about it here. Go High Level, right? They know what has to be done. They've done a great job at coming up with features that make your life a whole lot easier. And that is why they built that AI-powered workflow builder. And it just helps you decide and describe what it is you want in plain English, and then it builds that automation for you. That's right. If you can articulate what it is that you want in plain English, it can build it. I'll have an example in just a second. But you don't have to worry about those drag and drop builders. You don't have to guess which trigger to pick. You just type it. Or if you use voice to text like I do, you can just say it. It's just like talking to a really smart assistant. So how does it all work? Well, if you've got Go High Level, you're going to go into your account. You're going to go to automation. Then you're going to workflows. But instead of clicking starting from scratch, you click that button that says build using AI. It's a chat style input that opens up, and you just describe the automation you want in plain English. So here's an example. This is something you might put in there. When a lead fills out a form on my website, wait 10 minutes. Then send them a text saying, thanks for reaching out, and we'll call you soon. Then 24 hours later, send a follow-up email with my service packages. That's it. You type it, you hit go, and the AI generates that full workflow. Those triggers, those wait steps, those text actions, those email actions, all laid out, ready for you to review. And here's what I love about it all. It's not a locked box, which means that after that AI builds it, you can review every single step. You can make tweaks, not tweets. You can swap out the message, the copy. You can adjust the timing. You're still in complete control. The AI just did that heavy lifting of getting you from zero to a working structure in about 30 seconds. And if you want, you can also refine it using the chat still. You can just say something like, add a condition. If they don't respond in 48 hours, tag them as a cold lead. It then updates the workflow right there. It's really like having a Go High Level expert sitting with you, just vibing. So play on words with the vibe coding trend that's happening right now. Now, we always like to look at these features and talk about the real ROI. So you may be thinking, this may save you a few clicks, but what about that bigger picture? Well, let's look at some stats here. The average small business owner loses between 20 to 30% of their leads simply by not following up fast enough. We talked about that in the last episode of the podcast. And then there's that just follow up once and stop. It's not because they're lazy, it's because they're running a business, and manual follow-up, it's really just not sustainable. But what the AI workflow builder unlocks for you is that now there's literally no excuse. I'm telling you right now, there's no excuse. You can't use that. Not to have that automated workflow in your business, right? You don't need to know how the automation works. You don't need to hire a tech person. You just describe what you want, and the machine will build it for you. So think about your return on investment. One missed lead that closes out of, even $1,000, you pretty much paid for your entire Go High Level subscription for a month. It's not $1,000 a month, if that's what you're thinking, right? We look at it as it's about $97 a month, but still, you need to have that profit in there. So when you have those automations running 24/7, the follow-up happens while you sleep. Helps you remind clients about their appointments, nurturing cold leads with drip sequences. That's the compounding return on investment effect every single day. And I've seen businesses actually just, at a bare minimum, 2x their lead conversion rate just by adding one consistent automated follow-up. Not by spending more on ads, not by hiring more staff, just by making sure that no lead gets left behind. Hey, I like that. Maybe I'll make a shirt on that. No lead left behind. Who knows? Maybe you'll see it in another video. Now, this Go High Level AI builder, it just makes setting up things accessible to literally anyone out there. And I mean it, anyone. You just need to know how to describe it. So let's finish off with a quick win for the week. And this is what I want you to do. It's going to take about 5 minutes. No joke, 5 minutes. This is for you if you've got Go High Level right now. Go into Go High Level, click on automation and then workflows, and hit the build with AI button and type in this exact prompt. When a new contact is added to my account, wait 5 minutes, then send a text message welcoming them and asking if they have any questions. Now review what it builds, and you can swap out your own welcome message, but you have to hit publish because now you have officially made your first Touch Welcome series live in your business. That's it. It's as easy as that. Now, if you don't have Go High Level and you want to give it a try, if you went to Go High Level yourself, you get a 14-day free trial. But at Blue Cow Marketing, we have a 30-day free trial of Go High Level. Just go to bluecowmarketing.ca/GHL. You can learn all about the CRM there, but you can also sign up for that 30-day free trial. And if you don't like it, hey, cancel before the end of that 30 days and you won't be charged for your first month. Everything is month to month from that point forward, but we are here to help you along the way. And that's it for this episode of the Automation Show. If you found this useful, do me a favor. Share this episode with one business owner you know who's been on the fence about automating their follow-up. You might just save them a ton of missed revenue just by doing that. And if you want help setting up your Go High Level account, building out, more in-depth automations, reach out to me at bluecowmarketing.ca. Be happy to have that talk with you. So in the next episode, we're going to be diving into another great feature of Go High Level. I'm Shaun. Thanks for listening to the Automation Show. Now go automate something.
This episode of The Automation Show is brought to you by Blue Cow Marketing. Blue Cow helps small businesses clean up messy marketing and build simple systems that actually work. Things like better customer journeys, workflows that keep your leads engaged, and fewer things slipping through the cracks. If your business feels busier than it should, Blue Cow helps you get your time back without hiring more staff. Grab a free clarity call at bluecowmarketing.ca and see what your business could feel like with better systems behind it.